All right, going over real quick with you what you have from your session. If you had multiple sessions, each one will be in its own bag. I recommend keeping all those negatives and the proofs inside of each bag in case you want to find a negative. You won't get them all separated. Your bag has on it what you have enclosed. This one negative and slides as proofs and the date the portrait was taken. So we shot that on film, and then the film was scanned and had slides made of it. What you want ultimately is to have a digital file of the negatives. So you want to find the negative and take it to a lab or mail it to the lab and have a scan made of it. That way you can print from it or you can share it. So with your proofs, okay, just to give you a better overview on what you have here with your proofs. Okay, to add, when you're looking at your negatives, the ones that you ordered from before have been written on. You can see here that this had a 4x5 ordered. Some of your negatives are like this, and some of them are like this, where they're taped to a card, okay? So if you want to order something from an image that you had printed before, maybe your print got damaged or faded, or you had to share it with family members, those will be easy to find because they've been written on, as opposed to these negatives here. These are the ones that have not been ordered from before, okay? All right, finding your negatives. You're going to want to be selective on which ones you have scanned because they're going to be $5 each. So you're probably not going to send it in and have all of them scanned. So you're going to need to identify which negative goes which with slide. So say, for example, let's find an image here. Okay, say I want to do this image here. And look closely at the slide, and it has a number in the corner. It's very faint. That's negative number 8. Okay, and looking at the negatives, these are my black and white negatives. And these are the color. Pretty cool, huh? Large negatives back then. Large camera, high quality. Okay, so I'm looking at the negatives, and each roll had up to 22 images on a roll. So there's going to be several number 8s in your packet. So because there were so many shots per roll, you're going to look at the negative, and down here it says roll number 2, frame 1, sequence number 9. Okay. So there are going to be many number 9s. So we want to make sure that we're matching the right negative with the right slide. Okay. All right. So here is the negative. And the slide that we were looking for here matches the negative here. All right. So you can keep that in its own individual bag. You can separate these on the perforation. Write your name and phone number on this with a Sharpie. And then I've enclosed a form where you can order scans of the negatives. Okay, so the lab that I recommend is Bay Photo Lab. And you have this form here. Okay. And I wrote up here just some information. This is the lab I recommend, and I've marked here what you want to order, a high-res scan. You fill in the quantity here, and it has the address to send these down here. So before sending those in, I recommend starting an account. So go online to bayphoto.com, start an account. You can put a credit card on file with them, and then when you send your packet in the mail, they'll scan them, send you back the negatives, and they'll probably post the scans on a gallery and send you an email link to download those. That's how they're going to do it. They're going to send you an email which has a downloadable site to download the images, and they're going to give you the negatives back. Now also in your packet is a letter that gives you image usage rights. So now you're going to hold all the rights to these, and I appreciate you taking over after 20 plus years to preserve these negatives. I think that's what the real treasure is these negatives. Imagine finding some negatives of your grandfather, your great-grandfather, large negatives like this, and maybe the pictures are not around anymore, but you have the negatives, or by then film will have been gone so long, they'll really be quite a treasure. So On this letter, it has checked here what's included. Like from your session, you have negatives, yes, and slide yes as proofs. You do not have a USB drive or proof prints. So it just depends on the era this was taken and what you have. Once 2004 came around, we started taking the negatives and scanning them to a CD. Then once I had the CDs, I digitally enhanced all those images and put them on a USB drive for you. So if your session was after 2004, you'll probably have a little USB in your packet. You already have the scans and you have the negatives. So those scans are going to be able to print quality up to like 20 by 24. So like almost that size and still be sharp and good quality. So you won't really need the negatives unless you're looking for larger print or a higher quality scan, or when technology changes and our USB drive doesn't work anymore, you still have the negatives. So if you have a USB thumb drive and negatives, you probably won't need to access the negatives right now, but I say hang on to them for the future. Keep your packet into a cool, dry place. So in a closet inside the house would be good. This is not an archival paper, but they've already been in here 20 years and done well. So it's up to you if you want to buy archival envelopes or an archival box to store those in. Otherwise, you can keep them in this and just try to avoid the heat of like a hot garage or moisture, like basements sometimes have too much moisture. So I just wanted to say thanks for taking care of the images and for preserving them, and thanks for your business over the years for supporting my work and giving me the opportunity to create these memories for your family. I've really enjoyed it. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.